My name is Mesbah Rahman, Sergeant at Arms to start Bangladesh Youth Toastmasters Club. Whenever I heard these terminologies, I visualize a funny thing, which is like a sergeant standing on the road with his arms inside his waist holster. Though I'm carrying the arms, but I'll not fire you as because today is less people over here. But I would like to welcome you all. Please welcome to our 40th General Meeting of Bangladesh Youth Toastmasters Club. Before moving on, let me share you some important ground rules to follow to ensure an uninterrupted quality meeting. First of all, I would like to request you all, please mute your microphone, except speaker. Secondly, please unmute yourself when you are gonna speak. And thirdly, please don't talk about sex, politics, religion, or race. And then during our meeting going on, please don't do anything that may hamper our speakers, other participants, or may hamper otherwise our meeting. So we are here in Toastmasters International platform to learn, to grow together, to have a great success. And you can take it that is a great mission for us. And of course, Toastmaster Club has a mission statement to believe and to follow. Let me share you the club mission statement. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now I would like to invite our presiding officer, the vital force of Bangladesh Youth Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami, to take the meeting forward. Over to you, Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Mesbah Rahman, the Sergeant at Arms of Bangladesh Youth Toastmasters Club. Thank you very much for your wonderful introduction and starting the meeting. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I would like to have the pleasure to welcome you all to our 40th meeting of Bangladesh Youth Toastmasters Club. In life, we all have ups and downs, brokenness, and of course, sometimes we feel bitter, sometimes we feel sad. Same thing happens for organization and institution as well. Like Bangladesh Youth Toastmasters Club's today's meeting, if we consider at this moment in District 41, one of the strongest club is Bangladesh Youth Toastmasters Club. If you look at the facts and figures, we have 10 DCP out of, 8 DCP out of 10. We're just 1 point away to become President Distinguished. And hopefully, by tonight, we're going to have it, as we have added 4 new members just 2 days back. So if that comes, that means in District 41, Bangladesh Youth Toastmasters is going to be the first club that will become the President Distinguished Club. But still, if you look at the club environment, we are struggling. Why? We do have this kind of problem. I'm not diagnosis today, but I'd like to request to ask yourself, what is the promise of Toastmasters? If you read the promises of Toastmasters as a member, you have these promises. If you read it out, of course, if you can really maintain and believe, of course, this kind of problem will not be there. So today I'm not going to talk about that, but I would like to request everyone, those who are present here and those who will be watching this video in future, to read out the promises of Toastmasters Club, Toastmasters members, and follow, obey these promises. There will not be any problem, no crisis with the role taking as well as members. With that note, now it's time to invite the very important role takers of Toastmasters meeting. We call Toastmaster of the Day. And he is the host of today's meeting. He is the person, and I'm really honored to invite to mention his name because we used to work together in different organizations as well. We used to be colleagues at Eastern University when we were working in one team. He is none other than Toastmaster MD Tarek Khan. Toastmaster MD Tarek Khan, Assistant Director of University of Asia Pacific, a career coach, a career counselor, a life coach, a passionate learner, reader, and a very good leader. Toastmaster Tarek Khan to take the meeting forward.
Hello everyone, good evening, and thank you for the nice and wonderful introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, it is my privilege to welcome you to the 40th regular meeting of the Bangladeshi Toastmasters International, which is one of the most promising and dynamic Toastmasters club in Bangladesh, as well as District 41. So today we are moving forward with our meeting, and our meeting has a specific structure with three basic components. The first one is the prepared speech session, where all the prepared speakers will display their prepared speeches in front of all the Toastmasters and guests. And the second part is the table topic round, a very important, attractive, and learning platform where all the members and guests can participate in the impromptu speech. So here, our previous practices in the Toastmasters table topic speech is fabulous. We have very good experiences with our splendid table topic masters who choose very interesting and very provoking topics for us. Sometimes we face the challenges, but we get over with the topics. And the third round is the evaluation part, where all the speakers can learn from the assessment of their evaluators, so that they can learn, they can absorb the assessments analysis from the virtuoso evaluators, and they can adapt, incorporate the learnings to their next level, to their next speeches. So today we have a interesting theme. The theme is by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. It's a famous quote. Many of you have heard the quote. It is the the polymath, one of the founding fathers of United States of America, Benjamin Franklin. The all-time the enlightened souls and teachers who has taught us so many deep learning of our life. So failing to prepare, if we fail to prepare anything in our life, we are actually preparing ourselves passively to move on forward. If in the 21st century, in the information age, where the knowledge is the new currency, the era of augmented reality, the era of the robotics, the big data, the fourth industrial revolution, when everything is happening so fast, if we just stand for a while without doing anything, we are actually doing to make us fail. If we stand, I was just listening to one of the Rumi's book, where it's a very deep thought. You cannot put your step on the same river again. Very interesting, because the time is not same. You are not the same person. You are stepping on the river for the first time, and then when you are stepping on the river again, then the course has gone. The current is gone. The river is new river, a changed river. You are a changed person with your new learning, with your new adjustments and elimination of your soul. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will prepare ourselves, whatever we are here today and where we want to go with all of our resources, with all of our learnings, with all of our goals. Let's not stay still doing nothing, because if we do nothing, then we are actually preparing to fail. So I'm moving forward. We do not have any changes in the agenda. Actually, we have a lot of changes because here we made our general evaluator just before of the meeting, and we have taken new roles as supporting members of the general evaluator. So now I would like to invite our enthusiastic, truly, I'm meaning the adjective for the general evaluator, whom I know before his joining at the Bangladesh Youth Toastmaster Club. I know him from my university, from my hall, Sir A.F. Rahman Hall. We were, at the same hall at the same time, cohort. So I liked him. Now also I like him. He is always a smiling face, very supportive, very keen. And what you guys do not know about him is, at the time back, 10 to 10 years, always he is, reading English newspaper. Always he is, talking in English. It is a long practice of our general evaluator, passionate learner, reader, none other than Toastmaster Nasir Siddiqui. I invite him to introduce himself as well as to present his team. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and our distinguished guests. Today, I am the General Evaluator for you. As a General Evaluator, my role is to evaluate the entire meeting. So I will take note of what happens during the meeting and what doesn't happen. As per Toastmaster International's meeting, we always try to improve ourselves. So evaluation is considered as the heart of the Toastmasters meeting. Without getting constructive feedback, without getting proper evaluation, it is not possible for us to become a better speaker and better evaluator or better leader. So as a general evaluator, I will do that, but I'm not a Superman. I definitely need a team to do the job. So I have a very, very smart and dynamic team who is going to do the job with me. And without further ado, I'm going to invite them and to introduce them. First of all, I'm going to invite our timer, who is a passionate Toastmaster and our Sergeant Arms of Bangladesh Youth Toastmasters Club. So please help me welcome our timer, Mr. Mesbar Rahman, with a big round of applause.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Nasir Siddiqui, for your wonderful introduction. So today I'm gonna play the timer role. So at the timer, I will take note time for table topic speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluators. I will alert speakers of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red screen, which denote specific times remaining. For the table topic session, allocated time is 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will show the green card. At 1.5 minutes, I will show the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, I will show the red card. And for the formal speeches, though we don't have, today we don't have any icebreaker speeches. So for the formal speeches, most of the speeches are 5 to 7 minutes. And there is a speech which delivered by Toastmaster Saidur Rahman, which would be 10 to 12 minutes. So when a speech is 5 to 7 minutes, at 5 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll show the yellow. And at 7 minutes, I'll show the red card. And when it is 10 to 12 minute speeches, at 10 minutes, I'll show the green. At 11, yellow. And 12, I'll show the red card. Actually, and for the evaluators, the time should be 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll show the green card, and 2.5, I'll show the yellow, and at 3 minutes, I'll show the red card. Additionally, this is for your information that when any speaker will be shown the red card, that means he or she already reached the maximum allocated time, and he or she has to finish and wrap up speeches by 30 seconds next to be eligible for the voting. Thank you, everybody. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Nasir Siddiqui.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mesbah Rahman, timer of our today's meeting, for explaining your role very nicely. Now, next we have is our one of the most important team player of my team, who is a accountant, and he is the president of our Bangladeshi Toastmasters Club. Very passionate. Actually, he doesn't need any introduction. You all know him. So without further ado, just please help me welcome our accountant Jamaluddin Jami with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of our content is to note words, sounds that are used as a crutch or pause or filler words by any speaker. So during the meeting, I will take notes of your overused words, including and, well, but, so, this kind of filler words as well as. So at the end of the meeting, whenever called upon by the General Evaluator, I will submit my report. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jamaluddin Jami, our accountant for today's meeting. Next I have is our grammarian, who is also the Toastmaster of the evening for today's meeting. Actually, he is a dynamic person. He can take dual role, triple role. This is not a big deal for him. So I know him from my whole life. He can do it very well. So please help me welcome our grammarian, Toastmaster Muhammad Tarek Khan, with a big round of applause.
Hello, everyone. Mr. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listen carefully to their language uses. I will take notes of any improper language uses as well as outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is heyday, H-E-Y-D-A-Y, which means the period of a person's or thing's greatest success. An example of using the word is, the paper has lost millions of readers since its heyday in 1964. I already have, inboxed to our chat box as well as in our meetings chat in the word and the details. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting, and also report on the uses of the word of the day. Thank you, dear Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mr. Grammarian, for your wonderful explanation. Actually, there is no electricity here for the moment, so you can't see my face, but still I can continue. So that was all about my team, and I'm going to be available again after the end of the meeting to give my commendation and recommendation with my team. So now I'm going to transfer this virtual floor to our ever enthusiastic Toastmaster of the evening, Muhammad Tarek Khan. Toastmaster of the evening, Muhammad Tarek Khan, virtual floor is all yours.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator Nasir Siddiqui. the speaking, public speaking is an art. Having a communication with yourself, your deeper soul, is the bigger art. And once you have a bridge between your soul and your deeper soul, your you and your deeper you, then only you can communicate very properly and artistically with rest of the world. And meditation can help you finding your deeper self. I would like to request to all of our Toastmasters to please find some time where you can be silent. It may be 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour every day, so that we can have a good conversation with ourselves. We can have a good communication, speaking. We can speak to our deeper soul. Then we can connect our words, expressions, impressions with the public audience. We have fabulous public speakers, and our very own Toastmaster Devashish Bhumik is one of the agile coaches in Bangladesh. He has many years experiences in the field of information technology. Now I would like to invite our speaker one, Devashish Bhumik, who is from the innovative planning pathway level 3. His evaluator is none other than the Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami, and the title of today's speech of the Toastmaster is Regain Quality. Regain Quality. Over to you, Toastmaster Devashish Bhumik.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Unfortunately, we don't have any guests today. So today I am going to present a proposal. Here I hope to talk about a current problem, and then I will step by step go through some processes, and then I will present how we can solve this problem. Regain quality. What quality I am talking about? I am talking about our Toastmaster meetings quality, our clubs, Toastmaster meetings quality. So don't you think it is very poor right now and it is deteriorating day by day? Yes, of course you all are thinking by quality what I am meaning. By quality, I am not meaning that everyone will speak very fluently, very high quality English. Not that. Not that all role takers will need to be perfect. By quality, I mean how is it planned, how is it conducted, and how it is concluded. If planning is bad, planning is very important. If planning is bad, then all things will be bad. So who is the planner? Is there any single person who is planning? No, we all are planning. The planning is in all our hand, because we have an agenda. We go there and we booking for different roles. And you see, today we got 15 minutes late to start the meeting just for we don't care to take the roles beforehand. So why our quality is falling? Because each of us are very reluctant about meeting roles, about taking meeting roles. We are only caring, or this is also a question to you, are we only caring about our own personal development? That we will take the speaker roles, we will take the good roles, not the auxiliary roles we are want to taking. So is this for our own personal development we are doing that? This is also not the right way. If you go through the Toastmasters materials and educational things, then we all can easily learn that only taking the speaker roles will not help you. Actually, why we have come into this Toastmaster club? or becoming best speaker? No. Or becoming best communicator? Only if you can only speak, is that enough? If you can't listen, if you don't want to listen, you don't understand, listen, that is not enough. So you need to be best communicator. To be best communicator, you need to listen. You need to have the quality to evaluate someone else. To evaluate someone else, you need to listen clearly and carefully. But as I said, why quality is falling? Because everyone's first target is the speech slot. Other roles are also important by which we can evaluate, we can improve our listening. You know, there are 306 competencies that we can learn from a pathway. Only you can speak fluently is not the thing that we want to gain from this meeting. So why quality needs to improve? It is also related with the motivation, because when we are putting a system there, everyone can come and book the slots. So we know there are two types of slot booking mechanism. First one, someone book the slot first and then prepare their speech. And there are second category who prepare their speech and then book the slot. There are two categories. Also, there is another category who always prepared. They can book anytime. I'm not talking about that part. But the first two category I said, you see, those who want to book a slot after being prepared, they will not get slot actually. They will never get slot, because there are most of the people will book the slot first and then they will prepare. Most of us are like that. So those people will get demotivated because they will never get the slot. Every time they will not. And right now what we are finding, that most of the people are out of this meeting. They are roaming about in some other places. We have to call them, we have to connect them, and we have to pull them actually. For this, it is actually related to all hours development, you see, because someone is demotivated and for him, we are also suffering. I am going to speak, but there is no evaluator for me. We made this situation actually. We made this situation, and our system actually made this situation. We all are liable for this. So what will be the good practice? The good practice will be everyone should go into their pathway, read details, and they should schedule. And I think, like the recent system, there is a calendar and we can book anything. Someone or some committee should be liable, or they can moderate, and all requests should go to them. So they can collect the request who want to get slot, who want to take which roles, and later they can decide, like our old days, like the days we had before our virtual meeting. So the way we had the system in our virtual meeting, we had the system, VP or some other one got all the requests who want to deliver their speech, and then they decided who will come first. And for this, we can also set some kind of criteria that everyone needs to take some auxiliary roles. We all together can make some criteria actually, because this can't go on. You see that we are the best club of this community, of this area. So we are having 10 points. Still we are in shortage of role takers. This is very bad. We can't let this go on. So my urges, my request to all of you to take the roles, auxiliary roles, and give your suggestion how can we can make a better system. That's all my things. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Devashish Bhumik, for wonderfully explaining the existing operation functions of the clubs and how we can regain the quality of the club, especially the club meetings. Now I would like to request our passionate Toastmasters, a very loving person, enthusiastic person, Toastmaster Tajin Sarjana Tisha, who is from the Presentation Mastery Level 4. His title for today's meeting is Impact of Being Social. And his evaluator is Toastmaster Mesbah Rahman. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Tajin Sarjana Tisha to present his today's speech, Impact of Being Social. Impact of Being Social. Toastmaster Tajin Sarjana Tisha. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening. I have only a disclaimer for the timer before you start the timing of my speech. Toastmaster Mesbah Rahman, please do not share your screen while I'm going to share my slides throughout my speech. So you can give me the thumbs up signal on the time, so I will get that from you, okay? Is that okay? Timer? All right.
It's okay. Carry on.
Thank you. Okay, you can start my timer. All right. How many of you have watched the movie Social Network? That was based on the real life story of Mark Zuckerberg. Literally, we are living on internet. That dialogue from the movie surely tells us that nowadays, if you don't have Facebook, you don't exist in this world. You are an obsolete creature, vanished long years back. Dear Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters, a very good evening to you all. Tell me one thing. If you don't post frequently in your Facebook account, will people remember you? I don't think so. It must be hard to hear for some of them, but it's the bitter truth that we are somehow adopting this weird perception of this internet world. Now, I would like to tell you, apart from this insight, there are lots of benefits that we are blessed with this social media world. Let's get started with the ABC of internet today. Learn the ABC. So A, access. A stands for access. We can have a zillion, trillion amount of information by one single click. So this is the biggest thing we got from internet. Next up we have B. B stands for brand. Creating your personal brand and selling yourself has become a much easier option through these social media platforms. Apart from your Facebook account, you can build a prominent and stronger profile in Instagram, in Twitter, or even in LinkedIn for your professional purpose. So sell yourself, keep posting yourself, and make yourself a brand. And C is for connection. Get connected with anyone, anytime, at any place of the world, even across the border. So connection is a must. Since I joined the social media 10 years ago, of course with opening the account in Facebook, as that time Facebook was booming in the teenage people. So with the aim of creating more connections, with making new friends, it was kind of fun for me. Gradually, I started exploring the new windows of other platforms as well. Then I opened my account in Instagram, WhatsApp, and LinkedIn. And I find there are lots of benefits of different platforms. And I have gone through a different and difficult experience through these whole years, both good and bad. So with that experience of mine, I'd like to share some aspects of social media that I find really helpful to build a prominent presence in this world. So let's have a look on that. First is select the best platform. So there are many platforms available online, but make sure you are using the very right one. You are utilizing the very right one. For instance, I love to write. So most of the time I choose my Facebook timeline to post my amateur poetry. I would love to see the comments of people who have actually interest and knowledge about poetry. I go through it and it keeps me motivated to write more. And of course, I also thought that my poems will get the highest exposure on this platform. And now if you are a foodie, you can have your own channel, cooking channel in YouTube, or you can have you can be a food blogger in Instagram. So those platforms are meant for you. So selecting the best platform is a must. The next point is the objective. Now tell me the truth. How many times we think before we post anything in our social media accounts? Very little. We should not post anything that might offend someone. We should not create any random jokes on someone or post some sensitive things that might hurt somebody. So be very aware, be very careful about your objective. What are you going to post? Next up, we have the confidence. Come up with the more confident content. Because naturally what happens, whenever we look or search for something on the internet, we hardly can concentrate 30 seconds for anything. So make that 30 seconds count to grab your audience attention. So putting anything as your content to make it count, make it more confident, and with lots of charisma. Think about the best comedian, Kapil Sharma. We know that he has the confidence with coming up with his funnier jokes, practical jokes, okay? But if we see him posting some motivational videos, will you sign up for that? Never, right? Which leads me to my next point, which is influencing others. So Kapil Sharma has got the right influence when he will come up with comedy videos, but he can hardly influence us when he will keep motivating, he will keep posting motivational videos. So creating influential contents is a must for you when you are putting any contents in social media platform. The next one is raising social awareness. All of you know about this awareness, right? So there are numerous examples in every platform which are created to raise public awareness. Take, for instance, think about Ek Takai Ahar, which refers to food for a single penny, which actually creates programs for the hundreds of street-dwelling children. They arrange a one-day regular meal in exchange of 1 taka. Isn't that amazing? Think about this present COVID situation. We have the largest group in Facebook named COVID-19 Information Center, from where we can be benefited to a lot of information. We can get update from that, and we can have blood and plasma support if we need for any kind of emergency patient. So social media is a bless. Last but not least, I will talk about leveraging feedback. From this platform, from this Toastmaster platform, what I have been taught for these months, one of the most important thing I got to know is getting feedback in the form of evaluation. Trust me, it motivates me more to proceed further. Likewise, in social media platform, every comment, every like reaction, or any reactions you get is counted as a feedback. So this feedback is very important. Make it count because it will help you to proceed further in your social background. So these are the things I have been talking about for last couple of minutes. Comprises of be social. Yeah, my message is to you all, just be yourself. Don't change yourself to look great on social media. Just change your thinking perspective and try to match with the society. So be social and make your present count. Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Sajjana, for your wonderful speech. Yes, social media is a blessing. If we can use it cautiously, we can use it, as per maintaining our objectives. So now I would like to mention one thing from the international Toastmasters International Pathways Facts. Can anyone please tell me how many percentage of the members of whole Toastmaster International clubs that they are satisfied with the pathways overall? Do you know the statistics? Anyone? The satisfaction rate came from the Toastmasters worldwide. It's 86.56% of the members of different, the Toastmasters club, they say they are satisfied with their existing pathways. So now I would like to invite our third speaker. I don't know why he has chosen to say goodbye. I assume that he's not saying goodbye to us. I assume that he will be saying goodbye to the bad things, bad thoughts, bad, the worst things, and incorporate good things with the life. He is Toastmaster Saidur Rahman, our treasurer of the Bangladesh Youth Toastmaster Club. He is from the Innovative Planning Level 5, and his evaluator is, who is his evaluator? A lot of changes. Yeah, Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami is his evaluator. So, goodbye, Toastmaster Saidur Rahman. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. How many of you do not want to look back in your life? Do you think it is better not to look back? I myself do not think so. I always look back in my life, analyze my mistakes that I have made, and then try to plan my future actions accordingly. Sometimes I fail, sometimes I get success. Mr. Toastmaster of the day, my fellow Toastmasters, and all the distinguished guests, you all may have heard the phrase, every good thing comes to an end one day. Today is that one day for me. Today, my pathway in Toastmaster is coming to an end in next 10 minutes. I must say, it was a wonderful 9 months journey with you all. When I go and look back in my 9 months journey, I see that I have come a long way in my life. I have learned a lot from Toastmasters, from BYTC, and especially from each one of you. If I start to talk about everything that I have learned, then the night will be over. So today, I will talk about only one word, which is compassionate. Do you know what is the meaning of the word compassionate? If you search compassionate on Google, you will find a definition that it states quite simply that the word compassionate means feeling or showing sympathy and concern for others. However, I believe that this definition is a disservice to all that it means to be compassionate. This definition oversimplifies what it means to be compassionate. What I learned in Toastmasters in last 9 months, to be compassionate is more than to just feel sympathy or show concern. To be compassionate is more than simply telling someone that you care. To be compassionate is to feel deeply for another person as they experience the ups and downs associated with life. To be compassionate is to not just tell someone that you care, but also to show them that you care by being there before they even ask for it. Compassion is a complex, beautiful phenomenon which allows us to empathetically relate to another human being and provide support for them in whatever way we can. I experienced all these meanings in my whole Toastmaster journey again and again and again from different people at different times. It started with my VP education at that time, Toastmaster MD Jamaluddin Jemi, when he sacrificed his speech slot for me so that I can give my icebreaker speech on December 5, 2019. Yes, it was exactly 9 months before from today. And today it is ending with my current VP education, Toastmaster Nusrat Mehjabin, to allow me to take the third consecutive speech slot in BYTC to end my journey in exactly 9 months on the same date, only to honor my emotional value. In between these two incidents, there are 100 more times where other Toastmasters showed me practically how to be a compassionate person in life. There are multiple times when I wanted to leave Toastmaster journey for various purposes in these 9 months. But my leaders did not let me. Did they force me to stay? No. Did they tie me up? No. Then what did they do actually? They gave me their valuable time. They patiently listened to what I had to say. They showed me continuously, only helped me to grow in my life. It might not have added any value to my leader's journey, but still they did it for me. Not only once, not only twice, but multiple times. Why? Because they are compassionate. In return, what they asked from me, trust me when I say this, they didn't ask for anything for themselves. They asked me to be more compassionate for others so that others also can grow like me. This is what leaders mean. This is what Toastmaster is all about. I am a super hyperactive person with complex and extraordinary strong opinionative mind and too much emotion. Trust me when I say that it is not only really tough to deal or work with me, it is almost near to impossible. But few of you made this impossible to possible. Do you know how? Because each of them is compassionate person. They are none other than my executive committee members. Toastmasters MD Jamaluddin Jemi, Toastmaster Nusrat Mehjabin, Toastmaster Dipti Sarkar, Toastmaster Devashish Bhumik, Toastmaster Mehdi Hossain, and Toastmaster Mazba Rahman. I skipped one Toastmaster's name here intentionally, not because she is not an EXCO member, but because my journey with her will end only when I will leave this world. So there is no goodbye for her. She is the most compassionate person I've ever seen because she has been bearing me for more than 6 years now. She is none other than my life partner, Toastmaster Tazin Sarjana Haq. Take a bow, Madam Toastmaster. I did not write the conclusion today. I thought I'll give the impromptu conclusion today. I'll say whatever comes in my mind at the moment. But maybe for the first time in my life, I'm not finding any more words to say. I'm getting emotional. So my journey is ending here now. If you ask me, was I a compassionate person before? My answer would be probably not. Then if you ask me, am I a compassionate person now? My answer for that question is, I'm no one to give this answer. Only people around me can give this answer. So I would request you all to ask yourself in your mind, is Saidur Rahman a compassionate person? If you get the answer yes, he is, then I am. But if your mind says no, he's not, then probably I'm not there yet. But whatever the answer is, my journey towards being compassionate is not ending here today. It will go on till I take my last breath. I thank each one of you from the bottom of my heart. I wish all of you all the success that you deserve in your life. Be compassionate and never give up. Never say the word never. Never give up if you never give up on anything. Never give up in your goal. Never give up in your career. Never give up in any relation. Once you give up on something, it is over then and there for sure. But if you do not give up, eventually you'll find an alternate way to get what you want. Thank you and goodbye. It is time for me to leave the stage for one last time. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day, wonderful Toastmaster, Mr. Tarek Khan. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saidur Rahman. If you are brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello, Paulo Coelho said. So it's not a goodbye, it's a new beginning for you to learn new things from the Toastmasters International. Thank you for your wonderful speech. Now, I would like to invite the passionate, dynamic leader who is also my mentor, my guru in the field of life skill. Toastmaster Jamaluddin is from the Persuasive Speaking Level 3. His evaluator is Toastmaster Devashish Bhumik. His today's title is, Your Life Does Not Get Better by Chance. It gets better by chance. Charles Darwin said, it is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the most responsive to chance. I know Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami is very responsive to chance. So he will definitely talk about adapt changes, not let us taken away by chance. Over to you, dynamic leader, my mentor, Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami. Your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by chance. Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami.
Do you have any idea what is the largest extinct animal in the world? Dinosaurs, of course.
Dinosaur.
They ruled the earth for about 175 million years. Now they're extinct. Do you know why? There is a saying that dinosaurs couldn't adapt with the changes. That is why they got extincted. How many of you are afraid of cockroaches? Many of you, of course. I'm not, but my wife is. You know what? There is a saying with cockroach as well, that cockroaches didn't get extinct because cockroaches know how to adapt with the changes. That is why thousands of years, evolution occurred, but still cockroaches are ruling the world. It doesn't matter where you stay. That might be just first floor or 20th floor. You will find cockroach because cockroach knows how to adapt, how to change, and how to adapt with the change as well. Just in March 2020, when lockdown began, our university was shut down. There was no class. But when university authority realized that this lockdown would be longer, they decided to start classes. But resistance came from university students as well as faculty members. I mean, they were not ready to accept online classes, exams, even faculty members, department heads. But university management realized if classes are not there, if exams are not there, they'll not be able to start new semester. If they cannot start new semester, how can they collect money from the students? If there is no money, so there will be challenges to give the salary. And if there is no salary, of course, there is a problem. So they motivated students. And as a director of the student affairs department, I got the responsibility to work with our student leaders. So first meeting, just at the end of March, I conducted first meeting with the student leaders of different clubs. There are about 100 students participating in that meeting. So I started with motivational quotes like African proverbs that, okay, the philosophy, the best day, to plant a tree was 20 years ago. And if we couldn't plant that tree, what is the next best day? Today is the best day, of course. Like the learning, unlearning, and relearning process. If you cannot put yourself in this process, you'll not be able to survive. These are the blah, blah things I tried to motivate. But it was not possible to motivate them because they were fixed. That no, we do have problems. Our parents are facing problems with their businesses. They are facing problems with their jobs. So they don't have enough money to pay you. So it's not possible to start the semester. I got the first resistance. Finally, I was able to motivate them that you can do the semester. This is the best thing because in physical classroom, what happens? You do not have that much opportunity to record things and learn, watch that lecture later on. Rather, if you miss the class or if you are not that much attentive inside the class, what happens? Sometimes you might forget something. You might not be able to note down something. But in online classes, teachers give you the materials, then teachers upload the recorded version in their groups, in Google Forms, and finally, you do have options to study from slides as well as recorded version, so you can prepare yourself better way, and they got to understand. But I had to go through with a process to make them understand. You might have heard that, Hegel's dialecticism, like thesis, antithesis, synthesis. Whatever the new thesis or ideas you do have, there will be always antithesis. The different opinions and clashes, problems. So finally, with the thesis and antithesis, after the clashes, after the difference of opinions, when you come to the conclusion, that is called synthesis. And when that is a synthesis, the resolution of the problems from thesis and antithesis, the resolution becomes a thesis. And after that, the thesis, there will be another antithesis, and finally, you will have the solution that is called synthesis. So this is ever-changing process. But for pandemic, that came just suddenly that we are not, prepared to face these challenges. Suddenly, when we wanted to establish certain things, there were problems from the student part. Later on, the problem came from teachers' part. They were not ready. They are not acquainted with the culture, how to conduct their classes online. Even still, we are working on that, how to make interaction, engagement through these online classes. We do have problems, but we need to adapt with this culture. We need to know how to adapt this culture. this is the opportunity, best opportunity for us to learn new culture, because we do not have, we do not need to go to the office. We are doing office virtually. We have much time to prepare ourselves to learn new things. We do have a lot of platforms. Like for me, I got enrolled different courses in Coursera. I have subscribed just lifelong Linda, the part of LinkedIn, Linda. So I'm learning things. I'm doing courses from there. I'm continuously upgrading myself to face the challenges, because when pandemic came, the world we saw 6 months back and the world at this moment are not same world, totally different worlds. Two worlds are different worlds. If we cannot upgrade with this world, we'll not be able to survive. We'll be extincted like dinosaurs. If you want to survive, you need to be like cockroaches. You need to adapt with the changes. And opportunity will come, but you need to know how to grab these opportunities by utilizing that are chances. So accept the reality of this pandemic, analyze the situation, and finally take massive action to prepare yourself for the future. Because in life, we all get the opportunities. The question is how much you are prepared to grab that opportunities and to become the leader, to become the change maker, to become the survivor for the future. So with that note, this is the thing, that life does not get the better chance. It gets better by change. Over to Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami. What a speech. We were moved, with our enthusiasm, with our learning, unlearning, and relearning. And we will have a thesis how we are passing our time today, and we'll also have the antithesis. And together, by talking with our deeper soul, we can have the synthesis, and with that synthesis, we'll move forward with our life goals to achieve and to succeed in our life. Thank you, Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami, for your wonderful speech. Now, I would like to invite the Toastmaster, table topic master of the evening, Toastmaster Devashish Bhumik. Before going to Devashish Bhumik, I would like to ask you a simple question, but very important questions. How many of you have the life goals written, properly documented? How many of you have written life goal? Not the daily agenda, not the weekly agenda, not the monthly tasks, your lifelong goals. How many of you have written?
No one.
No one. So our today's theme is by preparing to fail. By failing to prepare, we are preparing to fail. I'd like to request all of the Toastmasters of Bangladesh Youth Toastmaster International to kindly have a good time where there is no distraction. Have a pen and a paper. Write it down, whatever, just pop up in your mind. I want to go there, I want to eat that, I want to have time with Australia, whatever you have in mind, write there. You can write 100, 200, 300. Later on, chalk it down with priority set. Filter which you do not want in your life. You will have 150, 60, 70 life goals. Then all of you know the SMART thing, specific, measurable, attainable. So put your life goals with the time bounding, specific, make it specific like life goals. And it's a miracle, believe me. I am practicing it for more than 3 years now. and I am having the results. When you know where you will be going, miraculously, it just absorbs it in your subconscious mind, and naturally you will start going towards your, achieving your goals. So let me know how many of you actually write it down later. Now I would like to invite our table topic master of the day, dynamic leader, agile coach, Toastmaster Devashish Bhomik. Toastmaster.
Thank you.
Devashish Bhomik.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Tariq Khan. So, hope everyone is ready for the table topic session. Even guests are allowed to participate. Hello.
We are ready, table topic master.
Okay. Yeah. I would love to see you in video if you are ready. And everyone is allowed to participate, even guests. You know the timeline. It is minimum 1 minute, and on 2 minutes you will get a card, and you can expand your speech up to 30 minutes. So I would like to request you all to turn on your video, whoever wants to participate. I will actually give you different problems of our city, and you have to say how you would resolve this as a consultant or as a city maker, how you could solve all those problems. So want to be the first volunteer?
I am, sir, if I am allowed to.
Okay, yes, of course you are allowed. Why not? So your topic is, if you are taken as a consultant for the city, how would you improve the transportation system of the city, Dhaka city? Okay.
How I
Understood?
will, improve the transportation system of the Dhaka city if I am the advisor or consultant, right?
Yeah, right.
Thank you, table topic master Devashish Bhomik, for the wonderful topic, wonderful problem. Fellow Toastmasters, Dhaka city is world's most densely populated city with 45,000 city dwellers per square kilometer, which is a record. Dhaka city is also a megapolis with 1.8 million inhabitants in the Dhaka city. So every day, 2,500 new people are coming to the city to be an inhabitant of the city. So it is also a worldwide record. Per month, many new transportations are purchased and become available in the Dhaka roads. So without having a proper manifestation, a proper policy, why people will purchase car, especially the affluent people. In abroad, many affluent people are actually, they travel by using public transportations because their public transportation is good. The whole environment is good, and they provide quality support to their, the city dwellers. But in our country, there are many problems with the largely densely populated people with 1 crore, 1.8 crores people, where the different strata people are traveling across the city, moving here and there with the traffic congestion. So just without doing randomly things, we just need to sit with all these stakeholders together, and then we can only find solutions for the city to improve its traffic system. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tariq Khan, for your amazing speech. Yes, the public transportation, improvement of the public transportation is very needed to improve our transport system in our country. So, who want to be our next volunteer? Please raise your hand and turn on your video. Anyone you can be. Please come forward without wasting any time.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami. You know, we have another big problem in our city, which is parking system, and plus that, I want to give you another problem, that is the latrine system. So the parking system and the latrine system. You can tell what you would do if you are hired as a consultant to solve this problem in this city. What you would do?
Thank you, Mr. Table Topic Master. Consider yourself you are traveling from your home to Gulistan, and you had a long day, and somehow you have to, you have the dire necessity to go to the washroom, the toilet. And when you went there, you were with your bike or your own car, as you gave me the right, own car. So you do not have any driver. So you are in Gulistan, you kept your car in one place, and you just entered into the toilet, and you saw that Gono toilet. Oh my goodness, that was, the massive thing. Of course, you'll not like it. And after coming back, when you saw that your car is not there, of course, what you will do? Consider, my goodness. So you lost your car and the toilet, the services of the government is not there. If I get the opportunity to work on this, the leader of this country to work on this public toilet as well as this parking place. Yes, I visited China 2 times in my life, and I stayed there more than 1 month, and I saw wonderful big buildings, 15-story, 20-story, 40-story buildings, and buildings are only perks, for cars. So if you have, if you go to Motizil or Gulshan area, you will not find any parking place, but there are a lot of government places, lands. So what people can do, government can build that multi-story building. If I have that opportunity, I will build that multi-story building, story building for the car parking. That is a kind of business for earning money as well. And that buildings, of course, it will consist some public toilets as well. So you have the solutions of 2 major problems of the city, that is parking problems and the public toilets. Of course, I will love to solve these problems by this process, by building the structured multi-story building where you can park your car as well as you can solve your toilet problems. Over to Table Topic Master.
Yes, this is the solution we all know actually. I would like to hear something new, something innovative. Anyway, it was amazing speech, amazing speech. Thank you very much. So who wants to be the next volunteer? Nasir bhai, Tapush bhai, Misbah bhai, Saidur. Mejos bhai, we all know these solutions actually. These are easy.
Yeah,
we all
yeah,
are Pandit,
yeah,
we are all
here.
city Pandit. So these are easy actually. So your topic is regarding mental well-being. You know mental well-being? The
Yeah.
entertainment system and how you can stay joyful, mental well-being. Nowadays we are seeing there are lots of negatively mental people around us. That's why we are seeing so many rapes, so many hijacks, and some other things. So if you are given the consultancy to improve the mental well-being of the citizens of the city, how would you act? Is that clear?
Thank you, Toastmaster Debashish. So in Dhaka city, there is a scarcity of recreation, and people is stuck by the traffic jam heavily. What Toastmaster Jami was explained just before, and we are having every day new experience for the traffic jam, and everybody is they're getting bored and bored and bored. They're going to the office, they're going to the workplace, and coming back. It seems like life is going through a war, just simply war, and people patience level is getting down due to this sort of the hospice things going on in the city. And there is the huge scarcity of amusement place or recreation center, though there are some, like there is some cineplex, some sort of park, and some recreation place as well, which is not enough considering the whole population living over here in Dhaka city is only can support maximum 10 to 15% or 20%. And there is some recreation center which is out of Dhaka as well. So people cannot move to there, and they can move only when there is a off day. And everybody is moving there, and eventually people are getting stack once again. So it's a huge problem. So to remove this sort of problem, to give the relief, there must have more recreation center, more the fun having place. Otherwise, people would be passionless, and there would be huge crime. It's already here in our society in Dhaka, especially, and people they don't care about due to mentally they're getting sick. So until and unless this problem will be solved, I mean, there would be a lot of recreation center or amusement center or fun having sport created over here in Dhaka, or that should be the very close to the home. Each and every ward, each and every the reaching close to the stone's throw, people may have the recreation center. Otherwise, this problem will not be solved. So we have to think about to create more recreation center, what may refresh ourselves and revive ourselves. That's the only solution to create more recreation center. Thank you, everybody, for your patience hearing me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mejba Rahman, for your amazing words. Actually, besides creating the recreation centers, which is actually not less in our city, but what is the problem? These are very costly in our city. So we need to find out some way to reduce these costs. If we compare with our neighboring countries, where in our country we have to see a 3D movie by 500 taka minimum. This is not actually with 500 taka you can watch three 3D movies in our neighboring country. So this is the difference actually. We need to reduce all the recreation things, all entertainment things, and also we need to find out more innovative things. And in this way, we can grow our mental well-being. And beside the recreation things, there are many other things. Actually, the consultation that should come through news for improving the mental well-being, and also in the teaching way, there are many supportive things which can improve the mental well-being of our citizen and especially the students. Thank you very much. So anyone else? Nasir bhai, you would like to join? Okay, great. So I want to make you the consultation for improving the medical system of our country. Medical system.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. COVID-19 has opened our eyes how vulnerable our medical system in our country is. If you talk about Dhaka, the center of everything in Bangladesh, it is struggling with thousands of people, patients actually. You have seen people went to the hospital, but they didn't get any treatment from there. They didn't even get the enrollment. They didn't even, nobody was caring about them. And you also saw the picture of fake masks. You also see there was no PPE for the healthcare providers. So if that is the case with the most important people who are the frontline fighter of a war, how come you expect that you can win this war so easily? Healthcare system in Dhaka is in a really, really bad shape. And this is because in the last 2 or 3 decades, we didn't take care of these things. Because there are some people who are working behind this scenario. People who are taking care of health system, who are at the top of the leadership, they are actually doing business. You know, there are quite a few government medicals in our Dhaka city, but how many of you go there? You only go to a private hospital because you get the quality service from there. If you go to Dhaka Medical, if you go to PG Hospital, if you go to Sharaddi Hospital, what will you get? You have to wait a lot, and the nurses, the doctors, the other healthcare providers, and all the management, you'll be sick and tired of everything. So why these things happen? Because we didn't take proper planning. Without planning, you cannot actually rejuvenate the total healthcare system. You need to, first of all, you need to acknowledge that healthcare is the most basic and important part of human life, and it is constitutionally acknowledged. So if you are thinking that we'll be able to fly to India, to Singapore, there is no way you can actually manage it. You have to put the best doctors here. You have to bring people who can do it and take action against the people who are doing corruption. And that is how you do it. So health is the most important thing, and you have to do it better. Over to you, Mr. Tabletop Master.
Yes, great speech. So proper planning is one of the solution, and we also need more medical institutes, doctors, and other healthcare people to overcome this situation actually. Thank you. Well said. Suppose they seeing your video, would you like to join?
Yeah, give me points. I'll try my best to say
Okay.
something.
Okay. You want to be volunteer? You want a topic?
Yeah, please give me.
Okay, okay. So I would like to give you the consultancy to improve the education system. Education system. What do you do if you get this consultancy to improve the education system in Dhaka city? Is that clear?
Yeah, I'm clear about the topics. Thank you, Table Topic Master. Dhaka city is the mega city of our country. And this mega city is surrounded by a lot of problems. And maximum problem is already mentioned and discussed by my previous speaker. And whatever you said, that among many problems, education system is one of them. Although our government has tried to solve lots of educational problems and try to concentrate to this field, and already many steps has taken by government. And many educational institution has formed. Sorry, I don't get any suitable points to speak about this, and I'm not recalling any topics. So I will try my best to give speech on next table topic session. Over to you.
No problem. Good. Well done. Thank you. So I am going to stop over here. I am handing over to you, Toastmaster. I'm finishing over here.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Devashish Bhumik, for your wonderful session. We learned new things about the management of the city, including the transportation system improvement, amenities of the city, including the park, entertainment facilities, and the other necessary equipments should be addressed properly by the government with the proper support from the advisory panels. Now I would like to invite the general evaluator for the evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Mohammad Tariq Khan, for giving me the floor once again. Greetings to all of you. So our heydays of this meeting is over. Now is the time to get back to our real scenario. How well we did and what is the areas of improvement. So I'm not going to do that. I'll do that later on. But first of all, we are going to get feedback from our distinguished evaluators. They will evaluate our prepared speaker's speech. We had some amazing speeches today. So our first evaluator is none other than our very own President, Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami. Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami is going to evaluate the first speaker's speech. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami with a virtual round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Toastmaster Debashish Bhomik. Wow, thank you very much. Congratulations on your speech. The purpose of your speech was practice developing and presenting a proposal.
You are not audible. Could you please?
Can you please? Jai, can you please speak?
Yeah, can you listen to me?
Yeah, it's better now. It's still. It's not audible.
I'm audible now, right?
Yeah. This is clear.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Toastmaster Debashish Bhomik. Thank you very much. Congratulations on your speech today. The purpose of your speech was to develop a proposal and present it in a Toastmasters meeting. I love the way you have structured your speech. There are certain structures of any public speaking. We call them just a storytelling structure, problem-solving structure, demonstrative structure, and you have followed a problem-solving structure. As you wanted to present a proposal, so you have followed a problem-solving structure. What is that? Show a problem, make it a big problem so that you can get attention of the people, and finally solve it. Solve it and persuade your audience to follow you. So that persuasion is important in problem-solving structure. How you structure it? Like you have come up with the problems regarding regaining the quality of our Toastmasters meeting that we deviated in recent days. Though we are #1 club in District 41, but still we have deviated. We have deviated in terms of quality, and you have came up certain points. #1, you have came up that Toastmasters members are more interested with the speech slot and less interested with the marginalized meeting roles like counter timer and grammarian, this kind of auxiliary roles. And you came up with some solutions with the motivational thing, because only you focused it and you made it a bigger issue. And finally, you came up with a solution that, okay, we should read the pathway manuals properly. Second thing, we should, you motivated us that only speaking should not be focused. Instead of speaking, the communication, and you mentioned and you emphasized that 300 plus skills that a person can learn from Toastmasters pathway, that not only speaking, there's communication, leadership, and other things we can learn, so that only it is possible once we read the pathway education in a proper way and we make the justice with this thing. So this structure was wonderful. I love the way you have presented it, the way you had used the pace and pause. If you want to take it in next level, I do have a little bit recommendation you may work on. #1, I found, as you are showing a lot of problems here, I found that your gesture are kind of complaining nature. What you can do, you can have expressive gesture, and you want to persuade us to follow your planning today. So if you can have that persuasive gesture, that is important. Seeing you, we will follow that, planning. Instead of just not showing your complain or other things, you can work on that. You could have incorporate some humorous gesture as well, and you can work on with the format as well, like starting. I have found that you have casual starting, as well as not very strong conclusion. That message I was missing from your speech. Overall, I love the way you have structured the speech, because as a public speaker, we use that problem solution structure, and you have used it in your speech today. That was fabulous. If you can work the recommendation I have made for you, of course, you can take your speech to next level. Over to Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Mr. Jamaluddin Jami. What a precise evaluation that was. When someone gives a very good speech, it is really difficult to give constructive feedback, but that was given by our first evaluator very wonderfully. Now, with in addition to what our first evaluator said, I just want to add one point. If our first speaker, Devashish Bhomik, would have given his speech by standing, by showing more body language, by stress capturing, it could have been more impact with the audience, because in that way you actually make good connection and engagement with the audience. Overall, I really enjoyed your speech. Now our next we have is our second prepared speech evaluation. So our second evaluator is none other than our Toastmaster Mesbah Rahman. Is also the sergeant at arms of our club. Now, without further ado, I would like to invite our second evaluator, Mesbah Rahman, to give the evaluation of Toastmaster Tazin Sharjana Tisha. Toastmaster Mesbah Rahman, virtual floor is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nasir Siddiqui. Wow, what a wonderful speech delivered by our. I called her the Muniba Majari of Bangladesh Youth Toastmasters Club, and of course, I love the way she was delivering, and the purpose of her speech was understanding the how you can enhance your the status and your interaction through the social media. So it was really, really effective, made us understand nicely that, and showing us the slide, how it can be used properly and how it can be, used effectively. When she was showing the slide, like learned A, B, C stands for access, B. Actually, through these three words, we could understand what sort of the preparation and what sort of mind setup and what sort of the expression should we have through the through our expression in the social media. And then she started her speech with the quotation, the famous quotation. It was amazing. And then how that sort of objective, which is constructive and which won't be irritating to others, those who will have a look the post. And she explained how raise the awareness, the activities of social media, and how to use purposefully the social media, and she showed all sort of the explanation through her slides, and it was really understandable. But there was something what I was expecting and I was having before through her speeches. I feel she was not quite, the enthusiastic today, and I uh, I was expecting something more. Though the topic was really good today. The social media we're using every day, and she's supposed to, the deliver much more enthusiastically, and we should expecting that she's supposed to explain nicely. But on top of that, there was a good clarity, and then there was audience, the award that what she was explaining. It was the awareness was there, audience awareness, and comfort level was there, and there is the interestingly she showed the slides and all those things, and topic was definitely it was interesting, but still I was missing something what I think it should be added to her speeches for the upcoming speeches. If there is some funny things should added there, that would be much better, and audience would be much the interested to listen. And then I really missed her enthusiasm and feel like little inanimate today, what she was not usually. These two, three things I think should be added, and then it would be much effective and the audience would be enjoyed much more. And as a whole, I should say that speech was well structured. There was a clear, the introduction and then body and then conclusion. And as a whole, if there is those two, three things what I said before, like it should be added little fun and then should be presented with good enthusiasm, then it would be much better. Already she's a good speaker. The named her the Muniba Majari of Bangladesh Toastmasters Club. And of course, the MC is considered for our first TLI of Bangladesh. So she's already a good speaker. So these few things should be added, and then her speeches should be, the much better level, and that she is going to be nailed us in upcoming speeches. Thank you, everybody. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Mr. Mesberman, for your excellent evaluation. In addition to what you said, I just like to add one point to Tadin Shajana Tisha. She's an amazing speaker. We all know in our communication, verbal communication is only 7%. 93% is non-verbal communication. So if she could use her hand gesture, more facial expression, and all these things, non-verbal communication, we mean that speech could have been more impactful. Now, the next evaluation we have is the Toastmaster Sadi Rahman's prepared speech evaluation. Now, in order to do the evaluation, I would like to invite our evaluator, President Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami. Jamaluddin Jami, virtual floor is all yours.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Some speeches are from brain, some speeches are borrowed, some speeches are prepared from live events, and some speeches are from heart. And today, by mentioning the word compassionate, Toastmaster Sadi Rahman prepared a speech from his heart, and he shared with care, with compassionate. Thank you very much. To talk about that, the first thing I would like to comment on the beginning, he started his speech from the life philosophy that is related to the Toastmasters project today. The philosophy about to look back and work on that. That was wonderful. That was so touchy, emotional. You got our attention. I was touched with your beginning engagement. Thank you very much. Second thing I'd like to comment on, your pace and pause. I loved the way you have used a moderate pace, that I was able to go with the flow of your speech. I was able to think with you. I was able to understand every bit of your words. That was fantastic. And the meaningful pauses you have made, that let me digest what you are trying to mean from your heart, from your experience, from your Toastmasters journey. Thank you very much. The third thing I would like to comment on, the body language part, especially while using certain vocabularies. When you were talking about that, I go and look back. You literally looked back. That was wonderful. When you are talking about the ups and downs, you showed your hand gesture, ups and downs, that I was able to understand visually that ups and downs. When you were talking about that, I experienced all these things. Just you sub your hands like this. I experienced all these things. Wow. When you talk about, you are talking about bowing your gorgeous wife for being with you last 6 years, and to tolerate your just impossible thing she made possible, and you literally bow her. That was wonderful thing. I love the way you have used your body language. Thank you very much. With that, I'd like to have you work on certain things, because our international speech contest is coming in next month, so that you can take your speech to next level and win the contest as well. The first thing I'd like to recommend, you can work your gesture. I mean, that was wonderfully speech, but I felt that inside your speech you have a kind of serious or sad expressions. That gesture could have, could be more friendly in nature, so that people can really enjoy what you are sharing with them from your Toastmasters 9-month journey. I'd like to request you to work on your eye contact, because I felt that sometimes you were distracted from that little thing, we call it camera, to somewhere else. What you could do, just use that camera, so that that is more connected. I feel more connected and attached to it with your speech, and your audience could do so. So these are my recommendations. In summarizing, the good thing you have, like the beginning engagement from touchy life philosophy, the pace and meaningful pauses you have used, and body language, especially while using certain vocabularies, and the recommendation I made for you, like working on your gesture, expressions, and eye contact. If you can incorporate those, of course, this international speech contest, you can win, and you have all the chances to win over there. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami, for this magnificent evaluation. That was so precise. Still, it actually get the best out of it. I mean, the biggest room in the world is room for improvement. No matter how good a speech is, there is always chance to become better. So that was really wonderful from the part of Jamaluddin Jami as an evaluator. The next we have is, ladies and gentlemen, is our last but not the least, our last fourth evaluator is Toastmaster Devashish Bhomik. He is going to evaluate our fourth prepared speaker speech. Now, without further ado, let me help me invite Toastmaster Devashish Bhomik to the virtual floors with a big round of applause.
Thank you, General Evaluator Nasir Siddiqui. So today, Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami's speech objective was to understand the types of persuasive speeches and deliver a persuasive speech on any topic. What he's starting, he has made with a question, engaging the all audience. What is the biggest thing extincted in the world? When he said what is the biggest thing, he made his hand gesture such in a way we all understand what is the answer going to come. So his attitude and the body movement made us think what he is actually going to mean. And when he was talking about cockroaches that made the adaptation from last 20 million years, sorry, I might be wrong, I might heard wrong. He also made it in such a way that we understood what he is going to talk about this. So the adaptation, he has want to make us to understand, want to make us perceive that how important this thing is. His speech was well organized from starting to the finishing, and he chose to appeal the logical thing. He made his speech with logic, lots of logic, and also he has included his personal study from his university courses, online courses that has been started in the pandemic situation. In the earlier stages, he was getting lots of resistance, and no one was ready to adapt the process from the faculty, from the student. Actually, we also got lots of funny song and funny video that no one wants to join in the online session. But later on, we all had to adapt these things, and without adaptation, we would not, we cannot stay in this world actually. You have also gave nice examples from the synthesis, resynthesis. One thing I would like to recommend, sir, that as soon as you saw the timer green card, your speech started to run too fast. And from the synthesis part, you started so fast that it was hard to understand. So it seems that you are not very much prepared. You need to be prepared a bit so with the time, so that you can deliver all the thing in a similar fashion and well understood. And other than this, everything was nice. Your hand gesture, your body language, you were nicely seen in the monitor, all of most of your part, and you managed all the story nicely, including your personal story and with logic. So, and only one point that you went some part too fast, that was hard to understand, and that means you need a bit more preparation. That's all. Thank you to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Evaluator Toastmaster Debashuk Bhumik, for your excellent evaluation. In his speech, in the speech of Jamaluddin Jami, what I really felt was he was going really well, but while he was concluding his speech, I thought he could get more time. I mean, if the body was a little bit more narrow, and if he could give some more time for the conclusion, it could have been a masterpiece. So he can incorporate that thing, I mean, to give more time for his conclusion, because without message, speech is nothing. We can tell a lot of a story, but at the end of the day, what audience wants to take is message. What do you really want to convey? So I think that is the thing I can say from my part. So that is the end of our prepared speech evaluation. Now is the time to evaluate our table topic speaker, and coincidentally today I am the table topic speaker, so there is no handover. So let me begin with our table topic speaker's speech. Our first table topic speaker was Toastmaster Mohammed Tarek Khan. I really like the way he began. He began his speech. As soon as he got the topic, he was so comfortable. He was actually, I thought he's going to give some solution to us to make the city free from congestion. That we have been talking about the traffic from like 3 decades, but there is still no solution. But it was like all the, I mean, he could give more concrete solution. Talking about problem is okay, but you are a consultant as a give some solutions. So if you could come out with like a, let's expedite the work of metro rail. Okay, let's decentralize Dhaka city. Do not centralize everything here. All the people have to come for everything. If you could give some more points like that, it could have been a better way to finish your speech. Other than that, it was a wonderful one. That was well done, Mr. Toastmaster Tarek Khan. Our second table topic speaker was Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami. He was a consultant for, I mean, the most important thing without which we cannot imagine our life. If you can take food, you definitely have to go there. But in Dhaka city, which is really rare. So he wanted to build some multi-story building to actually solve the problem. That was good. But in Dhaka city, it's huge. Only building some multi-stories, I'm not sure whether it will be enough. So in his speech, what I really like is he didn't even take 10 seconds to start. As soon as he got the topic from tabletop master, he went to Gulistan to build some toilets. So that was really good. But still, if you can take some more times, I think at the end of your speech, it could have been, your finishing could have been better, because you are going really well and so spontaneous, so comfortable. But still, try to take some more times in the beginning, then your speech will be better. And the third speaker was Toastmaster Mesbah Rahman. He was the consultant to improve the overall well-being of of our Dhaka city. So I really like his the way he speak, his accent, and his pitching is really good. I mean, as soon as anybody hears his speech, he'll say, "Okay, let's hear it." It looks soothing for an audience, especially if I can say it from my end. But when in table topic session, when you were talking about well-being of Dhaka city, I think what you could do is, it is not just the recreation. Recreation is definitely a good part of our well-being, but you also could include points like quality education, treatment, and all other things. If you could do that things in our speech, it could have been better. Other than that, your speech was good. You were very comfortable and spontaneous. There was no fear as a table topic speaker. So well done from that part as well. Now the fourth table topic speaker was me. I was the consultant for improving healthcare system. So it is difficult to evaluate myself, but I think I started well, but I could have done better if I had more time or more beautiful ending. And I could also analyze the things with some more explanation, with more concrete problem solving ability from the part of the government or those who are dealing with these things. And so our last table topic speaker was Toastmaster Taposh. Even though he is sick, I really appreciate his effort to show up and take the topic. He started well, but I thought it was like he didn't actually, he was not ready for the table topic session. So one thing I could say is, in table topic session, even though it is for 2 minutes speech, still you can think and organize your speech, then deliver. So that was all from myself as a table topic evaluator. So our prepared speech segment and table topic evaluation is over. Now we have to get the report from our technical evaluator, who was the timer, accounter, and grammarian. Now, our timer for today's meeting is Toastmaster Mesbah Rahman. Toastmaster Mesbah Rahman, I would like to welcome you to the virtual floor to give you timer report, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nasir Siddiqui. So let me share you the timing report today. For the prepared speech session, our first speaker, Toastmaster Debashish Bhumik, taken 6 minutes 20 seconds. And second speaker, Tazeen Sarjana Tisha, 7 minutes 42 seconds. Third speaker, Toastmaster Sayedur Rahman, 9 minutes 42 seconds. His time is 10 to 12 minutes. So he's, sorry, I was showing the card without here, I forgot his timing, but he's quite good within the time he finished. And our fourth speaker, Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami, taken 7 minutes 49 seconds. And for the table topic speaker, our speaker, Toastmaster Taposh De, 1 minute 15 seconds. And for the evaluation session, our first evaluator, Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami, taken 4 minutes 5 seconds, and myself, I was taking a bit more, is 5 minutes 15 seconds. And third evaluator once again, Jamaluddin Jami, 3 minutes 30 seconds exactly. And fourth speaker, Toastmaster evaluator Toastmaster Debashish Bhumik, he also taken 3 minutes 30 seconds. And for the table topic evaluator, Toastmaster Nasir Siddiqui, 4 minutes 31 seconds. So that's all the timing report for today. Over to you, Toastmaster Nasir Siddiqui.
Thank you, Mr. Timer, Toastmaster Mesbah Rahman. Now, next we have is our accounting report. Today, our accounter is Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami. So I would like to invite Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami to present his report. Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami, virtual floor is all yours.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. I would like to share the screen to submit my accounting report. If you see Toastmaster Mesbah Rahman, source 2, UNOS 3, total crutch or filler words 5. Toastmaster Tarek Khan as 50 plus, I stopped counting later on. So total 50 plus, he needs to work on as. Toastmaster Nasir Siddiqui, so 2, in total 2. Toastmaster Debashish Bhumik, and 7, in total 7. Toastmaster Tazin Sarjanatisha, nil. Toastmaster Sajur Rahman, nil. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami. That was a really beautiful yet the good account report, detailed account report. Now, my next team player is our grammarian, who is also the Toastmaster of the day. So I would like to invite our grammarian Toastmaster Muhammad Tarek Khan to come at the virtual stage to present his grammarian report. Toastmaster Muhammad Tarek Khan, floor is all yours.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Today, our word of the day was heyday. I did not hear anyone using the word. Improper.
Use it for 2 times.
Yes, actually, most of the speakers spoke very nicely without making any mistakes. So there are list of quotes, thoughts, words, or sayings I liked. Many of the speakers have used inspiring words and quotes. Some of those I have, I have written here. Toastmaster Tajin Sarjanatisha said, think carefully before you post in a social media. He also used the word social awareness, and social media is a blessing. Indeed, it is. She also used the word leverage, one of my most favorite words. Toastmaster Saidur Rahman said that every good things have an end one day. Truly, it is. And Toastmaster Devashish Bhumik said that Toastmaster International is not only for developing your public speaking skills, it also enables your leadership skills. And Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami said learning, unlearning, relearning, which is a very deeper thought. And he also used thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. This is all I got for today's grammarian report. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Am I audible?
You are.
All right. Now, our prepared speech segment evaluation and our technical evaluation, which is indirect evaluation, is also over. But our heydays are not over yet. We, as a general evaluator, now is the time to give my general evaluator report. So first of all, we started a bit late today, and around 15 or 20 minutes late from the time we had in the agenda. But it was a wonderful start by the Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Mesbah Rahman, and there was also good and encouraging remarks from the President Jamaluddin Jami. And Toastmaster Muhammad Tariq Khan also started well. But one thing he could do is, as a Toastmaster of the evening, when it's your responsibility to explain the theme first. Then you go for the structure of the meeting. When you focus on your theme to elaborate in the way you would love to, then you can get connection with the audience easily. Other than that, you did well. Toastmaster is the actually center point of a meeting. So when Toastmaster is ready, then it is like the show is all good. Now, the thing I would like to talk about this Toastmasters, our club meeting is, Bangladesh Toastmasters is one of the most successful club in the Toastmaster fraternity of Bangladesh. But this is the first time I have seen is that there are only 9 participants when we started the meeting. So we do not go with our standard. So it was the failure to prepare. If you do not prepare accordingly, you are definitely going to fail. So that was the problem from our part. Our PR team could invite more people to come to the meeting to join here. We could have invited more guests. Our members could have joined. So I would say in our meeting, without a lot of participants, the speaker will not be motivated, because without audience, if there are only 3 or 4 audience, will you be interested to deliver your speech? You'll see that there is no value of it. So that's why it's important to have more participants, at least 20-30 participants in our meeting, to make it more impactful, to make the speakers and all the members are interested about the meeting. And another thing is, the next thing I have is table topic session. In the table topic session, table topic master gave a lot of solution about the problem about the Dhaka city. That was okay. We all want to live in a beautiful city, but I would like to gently remind you that in table topic session, when we start, first of all, you have to give some intro about the table topic session and why it is important in our Toastmasters meeting. Since it's an impromptu session, even though we all know what it is, but sometimes there are guests. So you have to talk about the ground rule, that when you get the topic, it is like thinking on our feet. So you have to just listen to the topic, think about it, organize your speech, and then deliver. So if you could talk about these things, our table topic speaker, last table topic speaker, Mr. Tapos, they could have some ideas that okay, even if it is a mini speech, you still need some preparation. So anyone and everyone need to follow it, because even if mini speech, we need some preparation. And you could also encourage the speakers to use the word of the day. And if you could do all those things, I think the table topic session, it was a wonderful session, definitely. But all those reminders and the ground rules could have made the table topic session more vibrant and interesting.
Can I say something?
The last one I would like to say is, Toastmasters meeting is not an impromptu meeting. It's a well-planned and well-prepared meeting. But today I saw that it was not a well-planned or well-prepared meeting. We all are taking multiple roles. When you are taking multiple roles, the meeting quality is going to hamper, because you cannot be bowler, batsman, and keeper at the same time. That's not possible. We need more people to give the one role at a time. One speaker, one evaluator, one general evaluator, one grammarian. Then there will be quality. Because when someone is only grammarian, what he will do, he'll try to give all his 100% attention to the one segment. Then he will come up with all the best thing. But here we are giving attention to a lot of things. So it is actually hampering our meeting quality as a role taker and as a speaker or evaluator. We cannot do a lot of things at the same time. That is not possible for a human being, no matter how good we are as a speaker, evaluator, or role taker. So that is one thing. From moving forward, we can actually incorporate. We can. That is the actually success of the club, to invite all the participants to come and take the role. So in today's meeting, overall, I really enjoyed the prepared speech. All our prepared speakers are really amazing. I really love to hear more from them. From our first speakers to last speakers, they did really good. I really love to hear a lot from that. And I also love the way our table topic speakers elaborated it. I think we will have some master table topic speakers in our table topic speech competition. And also our evaluators did a wonderful job. With apart from this, whatever the recommendation I have mentioned, if we could incorporate these things in from our next meetings, I think we will have a quality meeting. So that is all from my part as a general evaluator. So I would like to invite our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Muhammad Tarek Khan, to take the basket first. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Nasir Siddiq, for your wonderful role playing as a General Evaluator. So thank you, everyone. Now I would like to ask to the technical master whether he has made the casting ready for our to give the poll. Yeah, it is ready now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's cast our vote. Meanwhile, I am finished here for today. Thank you everyone for your patience and time. Now I would like to give the floor to our Honorable President of the club, Toastmaster Jamaluddin Jami. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Am I audible now?
Audible, but your sound should be better.
Is it okay now? Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, this is kind of a different experience for us having this kind of meeting. Overall, meeting was good when role takers prepared to present. I mean, prepared speeches, evaluations, as well as some role takers were more prepared. Thank you very much. Please vote. Only 3 people voted, so we need to publish the result. I'd like to request everyone, please vote. Only 3 persons voted. We need 5 more votes. Okay, 1 more vote is left because 6 persons voted. We need 1 more vote. Who is left? Who did not vote? Just we need 1 vote.
I lost the option actually. That's why probably I missed.
Oh, okay. We got 6 votes out of 7. I'm ending the poll. I'm sharing the result with you. Yes. Best speaker, Tazin Sajana Hoktisha. Oh, my name is also there. Best evaluator, first evaluator, Jamaluddin Jami. Best table topic speaker, Misbah Rahman and Jamaluddin Jami. I couldn't vote. I could have voted someone else. best role taker, TMOD and general evaluator both. That was all.
জি আমি তো পাই নাই কিছু
Okay, fine. Do you have any questions? Can we fix the Toastmaster of the evening and general evaluator for next meeting? Who is ready to take these two roles? Because our VP peer needs to complete the peer activities.
yeah I can be the general evaluator ভাইয়া
Okay, Tisha is the general evaluator. Our next meeting is going to be held on 12, right? Devashida?
9.
9. Okay, 9. Fine. Our next meeting is going to be held on 9th. Wednesday. So we have got general evaluator Tisha. Who is going to be the Toastmaster of the evening? Anyone? Mezoha, you haven't taken this kind of leading role yet. So can you take the challenge?
I will be 42nd meeting. 42nd meeting. Next meeting, I have a speech. So I won't be there. So Toastmaster of the day for 42nd meeting, I will be there.
We need Toastmaster of the day.
Actually,
Okay.
Jami bhai,
Yes,
for
please.
Toastmaster of the day, many nomination you will get actually. So it will not be a problem to find the Toastmaster of the day.
But it is the problem. If two roles are there, you can complete your PR activity, and actually the evaluations we have received today, that is important.